शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं. Namaste. Now we will see the meanings of Shri Vishnu Sahasranama based on Shri Shaankara Bhaashya for verse 89. First we will see the verse. Sahasrārciḥ saptajihvaḥ saptaidhāḥ saptavāhanaḥ amūrtiḥ anaghaḥ acitnyaḥ bhayakṛt bhayanāśanaḥ. The namas herein are sahasrārciḥ, saptajihvaḥ, saptaidhāḥ, saptavāhanaḥ, amūrtiḥ, anaghaḥ, acitnyaḥ, bhayakṛt, bhayanāśanaḥ. There are 9 namas herein. We will see the meanings of each of these one by one. The first nama is sahasrārciḥ. Sahasrani, anantani, archimshi yasya saha sahasrārciḥ. The one who is endowed with thousands of innumerable flames, he is sahasrārciḥ. So in this nama there are 2 components, sahasra and archis. So archi refers to the flames. So and sahasra, though it simply means 1000, here Acharya indicates ananta is the meaning, so innumerable flames. So the one who is flaming forth with innumerable flames, he is sahasrārciḥ. So to bring this thought from the textual perspective, Acharya quotes from Bhagavad Gita. He says, Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapaduthita. So if thousands of sun arise at the same time in the sky, so imagine that brightness. So that is the brightness of Vishwatma, Paramatma, Bhagavan Narayana. So that is the meaning as interpreted by Sri Acharya for this nama Sahasrārciḥ. Second nama is saptajihvaḥ. Saptajihvaḥ asya santiti saptajihvaḥ. The one who has 7 tongues of flame. So here also we see 2 components, sapta and jihva. Jihva is a tongue and sapta is a 7. So what are the tongues that are indicated here? It is the flames of fire. In the Mundakopanishad we see the 7 flames of Agni being indicated. Kali karali cha manojavacha sulohita yacha sudhumravarna spulingini vishwaruchi cha devi lelayamana iti saptajihvaḥ. So these 7 tongues of fire which have been indicated, so they are in the Mundakopanishad, and so the Agni Swarupa of Bhagavan Narayana is indicated through this nama, which flames forth with the 7 Vedic tongues that has been indicated. So the Agni Rupa of Bhagavan is celebrated through this nama. The next nama is saptaidhāḥ. Sapta edhamsi deeptayaha asyeti saptaidhāḥ agnihi. The one who has 7 flames. So sapta, edhas, those are the components. So though the word edhas means the fuel, indhana, in this context Acharya says, so indhana lends itself to become the flame of a fire. So saptaidhāḥ refers again back to the Agni, which has 7 flames, which was indicated in the previous nama itself. Previously the flames were indicated by the expression jihva, whereas here the flames were indicated by the indhana, which leads to the flames. So probably the implied meaning is, so the flame is the effect and the edhas or the indhana or the fuel that is indicated is the cause. So both Bhagavan is both in the form of the cause and also in the effect, in the form of the effect. That seems to be the subtle implied difference between the namas saptaidhāḥ and saptajihvaḥ, but nevertheless both of them indicate to the Agni Swarupa of Bhagavan with his 7 flames. Saptate agne samidhaḥ saptajihvaḥ iti mantravarnāt. So again, for this also the same saptajihvaḥ quotation is brought in from the Madhyandina Shukla Yajurveda Samhita by Acharya. The fourth nama is saptavāhanaḥ. There are a couple of interpretations here. The first one is sapta ashvaha vahanani asyeti saptavāhanaḥ. The one who has 7 horses in his chariot, or the 7 horses are the ones that take him from place to place. So vahana, vehicle. So the one who has the 7 horses as his vehicle is saptavāhanaḥ. So sapta and vahana are the 2 components. Sapta is 7 and vahana is vehicle. So the one who travels in a chariot drawn by 7 horses. So again this saptavāhana indicates the Aditya Swarupa. It is famed in the various traditional literature that Bhagavan Surya travels in a chariot driven by or pulled by 7 horses, which indicates the 7 rays or the 7 colors, the 7 major colors. So thus the Aditya Swarupa or the Surya Narayana Rupa is brought about through this first interpretation, saptavāhanaḥ. The second interpretation to this nama is saptanamaiko ashvo vāhanamasyeti va. The one who rides a horse called sapta. So here in this interpretation also the 2 components are sapta and vahana, whereas in the previous interpretation sapta was taken to point to the number 7. So 7 are the vehicles, vahana. But here in the Vedas there is a horse, a divine horse, which itself is called as sapta. Sapta in this second context does not mean 7. It is a name or a nomenclature to a horse which is mentioned in the Vedas. So in Taittiriya Aranyaka we see Eko Ashvo Vahati Sapta Naama. So there is one horse, say declare the Vedas, which is called as Sapta, Sapta Naama. So the one who has the name as Sapta, that horse drives. So and driven by the chariot, drawn by the horse Sapta, Bhagavan, again the Surya Narayana Swarupa is again presented through this interpretation also, saptavāhanaḥ. The next nama is amūrtiḥ. Again here also there are a couple of interpretations. We will see them one by one. Mūrtiḥ ghanarūpam dharana samartham charāchara lakshanam ताभ्योऽभि तप्ताभ्यो मूर्तिरजायत इति श्रुतेः तद्रहितः इति अमूर्तिः. Murti refers to solid form, that which supports. It refers to stationary and mobile entities. The one who is bereft of such murti. So here amūrti. So na murti. So the one who is not a murti. So that is the two components that we see. What is the meaning of murti? Murti is ghanarupa. Acharya says ghanarupa, dense, solid form. And what does that dense solid form, what does that do? It supports dharana samartham. So what does this point to? Chara-chara lakshanam. Chara is mobile or moving entities, and achara means those that do not move or stationary entities. So the chara-chara jagat, which supports various things, they are indicated by the word murti. And then tadrahitaha iti amūrtiḥ. So the one who is not such chara-chara jagat, so chara-chara bhutani, so the one who is not such stationary and mobile entities, so one who is beyond them, so one who does not have a manifestation, one who is in the pure Satchidananda Swarupa, he is amūrtiḥ. So the term murti pointing to chara-chara jagat, for that Acharya brings in a quotation from Aitareya Upanishad, tabhyo bhi taptabhyaha murtirajayata. So murti there in that context of Aitareya Upanishad indicates chara-chara jagat. So the beings of the world which are mobile and stationary, and amūrti is Bhagavan who is beyond this stationary and mobile sthavara jangama prapancha, who is beyond these. And the second interpretation, athava deha samsthana lakshana murchitangavayava murtihi tadrahitaha iti amūrtiḥ. Murti refers to the body that is made up of various limbs, the one who is bereft of it. So it is similar to the first interpretation. Again, na murti are the two components here, which leads to the form amūrti. Murti here refers to deha samsthana or the bodily form. So the bodily form involves or includes murchita anga avayava. It has various parts and limbs. So that body which has various parts and limbs, so that is murti. And tadrahitaha iti amūrtiḥ. So the one who is not embodied, so as such, so in his again pure conscious form, who is not manifested in this changing form. So the one who is unmanifest and pure in the form of consciousness, so that is amūrtiḥ. Whereas in the previous naama, all the living beings, chara-chara jagat was indicated. Here this refers to the individual forms, that in the form of deha, that is being pointed out. So previously the entire mobile and stationary living beings are not Bhagavan, so that was indicated. Here it is the individual body, so the one who is not limited to such bodies or embodied form, the one who does not have in reality, so he is amūrtiḥ. So this is from the point of view of indicating the Satchidananda Shuddha form of Bhagavan, whereas again it is be it the chara-chara jagat or be it the body, Bhagavan pervades them also. So this amūrti indicates his Shuddha Swarupa, his absolute form, but when he is manifest as this world, so we see him in the murti or in the form, the Saguna Swarupa is also seen. The next nama is anaghaḥ, agham, dukham, papam cha asya na vidyate iti anaghaḥ, the one who is sinless and free from suffering. So anagha has again two components integrated into it, na agha. So agha refers to dukkham, papam. So agham, dukkham, papam. Acharya says agham means suffering. And where does that suffering arise from? Papam, sin. So the one who is free from suffering and its cause, that is the sins, so he is anaghaḥ. Such is the pure Kalyana guna of Bhagavan Narayana. The seventh nama is acitnyaḥ. Here also there are a couple of interpretations. We will see them one by one. Pramatradi sakshittvena sarva pramana gocharatvat acitnyaḥ. Being witness of the perceiver, etc., the one who is unthinkable. So again here acintya. So na chintya are the two components. Chintya means the one who can be thought of. Na chintya means the one who cannot be thought of. So to this Acharya says that pramatradi sakshitvena. So Bhagavan in his Shuddha Chaitanya Swarupa, in his pure conscious form, he is the Sakshi, he is the witness. Whom does he witness, or what are the entities to which he is the substratum? Pramatradi sakshitvena, pramata, pramanam, prameyam. So all these are above him. So whereas he is at the base, he is at the substratum, or he is like the cornerstone to a superstructure. So the cornerstone may not be perceivable when we see from the superstructure perspective. So similarly, pramata means the one who sees. Pramanam means the tools for perceiving. And prameyam is the objects that are perceived. Normally, pramata, pramanam and prameyam, all these are turned outwards, and hence they never turn inwards, and hence the sakshi, which lies at the base of all these pramata, pramanam and prameyam, is not thought of or is not perceived. So hence, in that sense, the one who has transcended the threefold entities of the perceiver, perception, and the object of perception. So one who is beyond all these things, the pure awareness is unthinkable and hence or unperceivable by this threefold entities, and hence because they are always turned outside. And hence Bhagavan is described as acintya in this first interpretation. Second interpretation, ayam idrishaha iti vishwaprapancha vilakshanattvena chintayitum ashakyatvad acintyaḥ. Being unique in comparison to things in the entire universe, the one who is unthinkable. So here also na chintya means the one who is unthinkable. Why Bhagavan is unthinkable means the one who cannot be imagined as this is how Bhagavan is, because he is very unique. So his virtues in the Saguna Swarupa is Ananta Kalyana Gunas, and in his Nirguna Swarupa he is Sachidananda Swarupa, who cannot be thought of or imagined, or who cannot become the object of any thought, as was indicated previously. So in his Nirguna Swarupa he has transcended the triputi of Pramata, Pramana and Prameya, and in his Saguna Swarupa the gunas are so innumerable, or his form is so unique that by normal human intelligence it cannot be imagined or captured, and hence he is glorified by this nama Acintya. The next nama is bhayakṛt. Here also we see couple of interpretations. Asanmargavartinam bhayam karoti. The one who creates fear in those who tread the wrong path. So bhayakṛt. Krit means the one who creates or makes. What does he make? Bhaya, fear. In whom does he create or make fear? asanmargavartinam, those who tread the wrong path. What is the wrong path? The path that is opposed to dharma. What is dharma? Dhritihi, kshama, damaha, asteyam, shaucham, indriya nigrahaha, dhihi, vidya, satyam, akrodhaha, dashakam, dharma lakshanam. So dharma is captured by these basic 10 virtues: good fortitude, good conduct, being able to contribute to the society. So all these, and control of senses, peace at mind, content, all these are the qualities that describe dharma, and also doing one's own duties and responsibilities. So that also involves dharma. Those who go against this, or those who intrude and interrupt the performance of such dharma by others, they are asanmargavartis, or those who are in the wrong path. For them, Bhagavan creates terror in their mind, as we see in the various Puranas. Ravana and Kamsa and so many others, they fear Bhagavan. So when the war is approaching, we see that at various contexts, though they don't express it through the various expressions in the texts, we see that fear is instilled in them by the great deeds of Bhagavan. And the next interpretation is bhaktanam bhayam krintati krinoti iti va bhayakṛt. So the one who cuts or destroys the fear of the devotees. So here also the two components are bhaya and krit. Previously the word krit was derived from dukrinya karane, the one who does or the one who creates. So the one who creates fear was the way in which the first interpretation went. Here krintati, the one who cuts. Krinoti means the one who destroys. So bhaktanam bhayam krintati. So the one who destroys the fear of death, fear of again taking birth. So all these punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, and fear of endless dukkha. So that dukkha or suffering of again and again taking birth, so that eternal fear, so that is overcome by the grace of Bhagavan for the jnani bhaktas. For others who are artharthis and artis, means those who are in need of wealth, and those who are in need to overcome various illnesses, and those who are afraid because of lack of wealth or lack of resources, and due to ill health, they are in a state of fear and anxiety. So by taking the name of the Lord, by doing or expressing one's devotion in whatever way one can do, so Bhagavan heeds to those prayers and he removes the fear of such bhaktas, and hence he is bhayakṛt. So means the one who destroys or removes the fear in bhaktas, or the one who instills fear and terror in the people who go against dharma. He is bhayakṛt. The ninth nama is bhayanāśanaḥ. Varnāśramācāravatāṃ bhayam nāśayati iti bhayanaśanaḥ. The one who destroys the fear of those who are in the path of varnāśrama. So bhaya, nashana are the two components. Bhaya is fear, nashana means the one who destroys. So the one who destroys fear. For whom? Those who are in the path of varna and ashrama. So the Bhagavan has created the chaturvarnya. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashah. Bhagavan has created Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras based on the karmas and the reigning gunas in them. So, depending upon one's own guna and karma, one should understand one's varna, and then there are 4 stages of life which is called as ashrama, that is brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa. So by understanding one's own guna and karma, what am I made up of, and what can I do, so that is varna. And ashrama is what is my age and what is the stage of life I am in, and for that what are the prescribed activities. For brahmachari, the focus should be on swadhyaya, study. For grihastha, it should be to earn wealth and then share with others. And then for vanaprastha, it is upavasa and such other vratas which indicate pratyahara, slowly withdrawal of oneself from worldly engagements and turning one's gaze inwards. So that is the important activity for a vanaprastha. And for a sannyasi, at the 4th stage of life, nothing needs to be focused upon outside. Aikagriyam paramam tapaha. For a sannyasi, single pointed focus on the lotus feet of the Lord is what is expected. And so those who follow these varnas and ashramas, for them Bhagavan stays with them, supports them and helps them to overcome any kind of fear. Varnashrama charavata purushena paraha puman Vishnuhu aradhyate pantha nanyaha tatvopakarakaha iti parashara vachanat. So it is by following the varnas and ashramas, the ultimate being Vishnu has to be worshipped, and through that the tattva, the ultimate reality, shines forth for the practitioner. So that is indicated in Vishnu Purana through the words of sage Parashara also. Thus, with these 9 namas, in verse 89, we have thus far seen 834 namas.